Hello everyone. This is another political video. I haven't done one in a while, let me jump right in. I want to talk about Joe Biden. He seems to be up on the up and up rate lately. His approval rating. I heard of a poll on watching Kyle Kalinske, Rasmussen College. Um, I'd known about Rasmussen College for a few years now. They're a fairly conservative poster thing or something like that. But whatever they do, for taking polls, they lean right. And I think the first time I heard of them was prior to the 2016 election. And I mean, they may be right wing and whatnot, but they were pretty spot on that for that election. And also on the Kyle Kalinske show, saying that he says that generally right wing polls are more accurate than left wing ones or centrist ones, however you want to look at them. And I tend to agree with that. What was another right wing poll? I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, that was my general sense since that shocking election of 2016 when the racist Trump won. But yeah, I noticed that they were a lot more, even the ones that were off, they were a lot more closer to the real results than the CNNs of the world or whatever other centrist slash left leaning poll you can think of. They were a lot more accurate than the left ones. And that's just a reality. So who knows? Maybe they're wrong, but Joe Biden, Rasmussen just did a poll on Joe Biden, and he's at 47% approval, which is a way up higher than where he was. He hit rock bottom he bottomed out at 33%. That was the lowest that is the lowest that he's been so far, and now he's way up there. He's way more than 10 points. According to this one poll, I think they call these polls an outlier. They don't just an outlier. Like it's one of the few polls, like the first poll to come out and show Joe Biden so high up on his approval ratings. And but I think they let like a 10, 15 polls come out, and then they average them out, and then normally people go by the average, but pretty shocking nonetheless. And given Rasmussen College's accuracy of the past, I mean, this could be true. And it's not that surprising, really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still to the left of Biden. I still think we need to primary his ass come 2024. I don't think progressive people should give up any of their strategies. They should keep going, just because, I mean, it's a two-handed thing. On one hand, yeah, I think you should keep the pressure on, keep primarying these people, all these corporate Democrats or neoliberals, whatever you want to call them, or centrist Democrats. Really, what they are corporate. They are corrupt by corporate influence and corporate cash and millionaire and billionaire class, paying for their campaigns and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think that strategy should change. We should keep pressuring them. I hope we primary Biden. What I always say is during primary season, that's when I think we should go scorched earth. General election, normally, when it's generic blank Democrat versus generic blank Republican, I adopt the blue no matter who strategy. I'm sure you heard it before. Many of you vote blue no matter who. Why do I think that way? Well, the lesser of two evils is my argument. And I think it's not that significant, but it does make a significant difference at the same time when you compare a generic Democrat, even the corporate type or neoliberal type, to a freaking Republican. Especially now with this, all these Republicans coming out saying ban abortion for women and let's do it at the federal level now, and we don't care if it's the mom's health is at risk, or we don't care if the baby's not gonna survive outside the fetus. We don't care if it's a 10-year-old that got raped. All these extreme positions they have, I think you gotta consider that these people are they're just too extreme to be given any kind of power, and just the way they keep talking about LGBT people, especially trans people. They're very transphobic, and really gay people too. We thought, like I said before in my previous video, whenever I made that video, we thought that they finally left that battle alone, that they gave up there and finally let gay people freaking marry whoever they want and live their lives. But no, we're back to that battle where a gay teacher cannot freaking put a picture of him or her and his or her husband at their classroom, because we got Ron DeSantis in Florida not wanting to, whatever they say, they want to indoctrinate the children with transgender and gay agenda, what do you call, ideology or whatever, which is not a thing really. And they just want to ban gay talk or transgender talk whatsoever, even if it's like a casual mention of it. I mean, schools are reacting to it in a very negative way, and pretty much giving warning to the teachers, say, try not to talk about this, or don't use language that might lead to this topic, to your sexuality or whatever, anything that has to do with homosexuality, because the governor might cut our funding. So yeah, it's you can just see it worldwide too. I was just listening to first they had that dictator guy Orban from wherever he's from, somewhere in Europe. He went and spoke to the CPAC at the CPAC, and same freaking language. Oh, keep your gay agenda and your transgender agenda away from our children. They're using children as an excuse, like they're so concerned about children. But we all know, anybody that's paying attention, we know they're full of shit. We all know that the real motivation for talking about it is because they just hate gay people and transgender people, and there's no serious concern about children. I don't think there's, I mean, I'm sure you can find like 1% or less than 1% of gay obsessed person forcing their gay ideology, I guess. But it's not a vast problem really. It's just anti-LGBT talk, and so anyways, they're very extreme. So that's why I vote blue no matter who. And I mean, let me get back to Biden. Like I said, keep putting the pressure on him, primary him. I don't care. Any Democrats too that are being wishy-washy with policy, primary them. Don't change the strategy. Definitely primary freaking Joe Manchin, not just only because he has gave his stamp of approval to the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act. He doesn't get a pass. Just think that bill could have been much better if it wasn't for him and is it Kirsten Sinema? I'm so used to calling them Manchinima that I forget their first names already. But I think that's her name, and so primary her too, and keep the pressure on. Don't give up. Biden just announced this is. I think this is why his approval rating is increasing right now. He just announced. I think it was today or the day before. He's gonna forgive $10,000 from student loans. Anybody that makes 125K or less, they're gonna have a chance to get $10,000 off their student loans. So that's great. And he extended the freeze, whatever there was, like they don't have to pay their student loans not till January now. He extended that freeze till January of next year. That's a good thing, but it's a bare minimum, really. I mean, if you're to the left of Biden, you're thinking that he should at least cancel $50,000, or just cancel all student loan debt, and keep the pressure on. Like I said, to come 2024, campaign season again, or just even at, I don't know. I don't even know if Democrats can pull it off, but they might be able to hold on to power. Their odds are not looking that horrible right now. So they might be able to break that freaking trend where every 2 years, the Congress, either one chamber of Congress goes back to the Democrat or back to the Republican. Every 2 years they flip. If we go by historical trends, you would assume that Republicans will at least get the House right now, or the Senate. It looks like if they're closer to getting the House than they are the Senate right now. But it looks like we might be able to break that trend because they are so damn extreme right now. Like I said, this whole abortion issue is a hot topic right now. Anti-LGBT rhetoric from them also very extreme, and I think most Americans don't approve of that. I'm hoping I'm right. And then on top of that, you add Biden having this legislative accomplishments, the IRA. I mean, that was also bare minimum. There's a bad and good of that on that legislation. To be honest with you, I've seen many progressive shows, or personalities that they disapprove of it. They think it's a bad thing, and then you have the other side that say, well, it's bad and good, but ultimately it's a net positive. But nevertheless, I mean, it looks like it's a net positive in the end. So it's a baby step in the right direction if you care about the environment. But barely, I mean, baby step. But you got to keep fighting, because at the same time in that bill, apparently there's some underground gas line that got approved that it's going to affect a certain area in West Virginia, I think, and where Joe Manchin lives, and they said that's a very dangerous project, that it can very much affect the environment and affect drinking water or something like that. And environmentally conscious people, they're freaking pressuring Democrats, Chuck Schumer, as far as I'm aware of, to go back and have that shit removed from that bill. And more power to them. Like I said, keep the pressure on, man. We cannot let us go back anymore. And what else did Biden do? IRA, infrastructure bill. I think that was a net negative, honestly. I mean, I work in construction now. I think personally it'll benefit people like me that work in construction. But overall, I think it's a bad bill for the average American that is not working in construction. I'm not gonna get into why, but yeah, I'll gladly discuss if anybody's curious. What other legislative? Oh, the CHIPS Act, also bare minimum. Pretty much produce funding to have a microchip manufacturing plant in the States, because most of our shit is being made in Taiwan right now. I think all of our shit is being made in Taiwan, which is vulnerable, and it's vulnerable to freaking Chinese invasion or something. So that's a good thing. there's also bad in that bill, which gave a lot of billions of dollars to microchip manufacturing companies that are extremely profitable already. So they shouldn't get this funding, and they got all this funding with no strings attached. That's the bad thing. That's what I think. That's one of the big things that Bernie objected to, and I think he voted against it. But ultimately, people that even love Bernie, they understand them for it. But they say ultimately, as a net positive, we need to get the ball rolling in that sense, like to build this freaking manufacturing plant in the States. I heard it takes like 10 years to build it and get it going. So yeah, I guess chop chop. But well, Bernie's worried about in the future that they're gonna send those jobs overseas because there's no strings attached, like we said. So, and they got the funding, but at least we're gonna have a plant out of it, and hopefully the jobs will get to stay here. But that's what we mean by taking the steps in very, very little baby steps in the right direction with Biden. Kyle Kulinski calls him the bare minimum Biden or some shit. So yeah, he's doing the bare minimum. Now he canceled $10,000 out of student loan debt, and I'm of the opinion that he should just cancel it all. I've never been shy about it, and I still think it's the right thing to do. And but like I said, we didn't even get the 50 grand that we were hoping he would cancel. And full disclosure, I'm not a student. I don't have any student loan debt. I have other types of debts. I'll tell you that, but that's another topic. I think it's the right thing to do, and the new generation of college graduates are getting so screwed. Like, college is freaking expensive as hell in the first place, and it shouldn't be that expensive, honestly. And on top of that, they don't even get a job sometimes when they graduate in whatever degree they got, and so there's like a double whammy. Like, you got your degree, and now you have this much debt, and you can't find a freaking job to help you pay it down. And so, yeah, just cancel the damn thing. I think education should be free to everyone that desires it, and I think it should be a right. Biden's never gonna go that far. That's what I'm saying. Keep the pressure on freaking primary the guy, and just keep going. Keep the pressure. And what if he cancels another 15 grand in the future, 2 years from now or something, or extends the freaking payment or the freeze on making payments a little longer? You cannot give up. You need to keep going. And so yeah, that's my overall message. Keep the pressure on if you're on the left. That's my strategy. I think we should purge the Democratic Party. Other people are saying run third party people. I'm watching Matthew Hoh in North Carolina or South Carolina. If he can at least be I think it's North Carolina. If he can at least freaking be close, there's an argument that can be made. But every time I hear about fucking third party guys, they're just spoilers. That's all they do. And I only hear them during presidential elections, never during midterms. And I never hear about a Green Party candidate or Libertarian candidate running for anything else that is not president. Freaking Congress, Senate, or something. Matthew Hoh, he's from the Green Party. He's running for the Senate to be a senator in North Carolina. And now, by the way, the Democrats did them dirty over there. They tried kicking him out of the ballot over some bogus claims, but I think he overcame it. I think a judge ruled in his favor, so I think he will be in the ballot. To me, I'm watching that race closely for this midterm, and if he can pull it off, or at least come really close to becoming senator as a Green Party candidate and not Democrat or Republican, then I'm ready to pay more attention to a third party that is more serious. I will take the Green Party more seriously, and yeah, good luck to him. I think he's a good guy. He's progressive minded, and I think he pretty much believes everything, or most of what progressives believe, which is Medicare for all, canceling student loan debt, and freaking start investing so much in our military and more into schools and healthcare and stuff like that. So, and raising taxes on the rich. So yeah, good luck to Matthew Ho. I hope he makes it, or at least come close, man. Then I'll take the Green Party more seriously. And yeah, I want to see more Green Party candidates running for other office, not just the fucking president. I want to see how many freaking offices do they hold in the whole country. I'll be surprised if it's 2%. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Ciao.